The day I became the most despised and most powerful man in Willow Creek Estates was the same day I turned the tables on a tyrant by buying a lake she thought she owned. For $500, Elaine Harrow, the iron-fisted HOA president, fined me for fishing with my grieving daughter. What she didn't know, I had $4 million in the bank, and a vendetta sharper than any fishhook. If you're listening to this story from the bathroom, hiding from another soul-crushing HOA meeting, drop a comment right now telling me where you're hiding. Trust me, this tale will glue you to your screen. Drop a comment below. Where are you listening from? The bathroom? The garage? The woods behind your house? Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of Rebellion. Here's what happened. My name is Marcus Vale, and until 2 months ago, I was living what most would call the dream. I'd spent 15 years in venture capital, cashing out at 42 after selling stakes in a few tech startups. But money doesn't heal grief. My wife, Claire, lost her battle with cancer last year, leaving me to raise our 14-year-old daughter, Sienna, alone. The pain nearly broke us. The only thing that kept us afloat? Fishing. It was the last thing the three of us did together before Claire's health collapsed. So when I decided we needed a fresh start, I hunted for a home near water, a place to heal. Willow Creek Estates seemed perfect. Upscale houses, good schools, and a 6-acre lake nestled in the center like a hidden jewel. The realtor mentioned an HOA but waved it off as standard stuff. Lawn rules, paint colors boring but harmless. She hesitated, though, when adding, the HOA president, Elaine Harrow, is dedicated to property values. I shrugged it off. I dealt with tough personalities in boardrooms. How bad could one neighborhood busybody be? How bad? On a quiet April Saturday, Sienna and I were at the lake, casting lines off the wooden dock. She just caught her second bluegill, her eyes lighting up for the first time in weeks. The peace shattered when a voice cut through the morning air like a blade. "Excuse me, what exactly do you think you're doing?" Elaine Harrow, late 50s, hair dyed too blonde, wearing designer yoga pants and a sneer that screamed I run this place. She carried a tablet like it held the 10 Commandments. "Good morning," I said, trying to keep it friendly. "Just fishing with my daughter." She ignored my outstretched hand. "Fishing is prohibited here. HOA Regulation 7.3a. Her voice dripped with self-righteous glee. "You'll be fined $500. Sienna froze. My jaw clenched. There must be a mistake. The realtor said fishing was an amenity. Regulation was amended last month. Elaine snapped, spinning her tablet to show a document dated 4 weeks earlier. "Ignorance doesn't exempt you." "We never got that email," I argued. "Check your spam folder," she replied, her smile icy. "Or maybe you're just not used to communities with standards." Her eyes flicked to Sienna. Some people struggle to adapt. The implication hit me like a gut punch. She saw us as trashy newcomers. Sienna's eyes welled up. This was supposed to be our safe place. "We'll pack up," I said quietly, wrapping an arm around Sienna. "Email me the fine details." Elaine's smirk returned. "Excellent. And check your emails, Mr. Vale. We wouldn't want misunderstandings." As we trudged home, Sienna whispered, "Why was she so mean?" We weren't hurting anything. I didn't have an answer. Not one I could say to a 14-year-old. Later that night, I checked every email folder, including spam. No notice. The next day, I dug into the HOA docs. What I found, Elaine had been present for 8 years. Her day job, running a luxury real estate agency. Social media showed her hosting lakeside parties. Alcohol, music, the very thing she claimed to ban. Buried in the fine print, the lake was technically owned by the residents, not the HOA. No clause gave Elaine absolute control. That evening, I saw her at the lake again, sipping wine with friends. "So you want to play games?" I muttered, "Let's see who owns this water." The next morning, I met Mr. Ellery, a retired lawyer living 3 doors down. When I mentioned Elaine, his face darkened. "Ah, our neighborhood dictator. Let me guess, she quoted some obscure rule and fined you?" He told me the lake's lease with Meridian Development expired in 2 months. The HOA didn't own it. Meridian did. And Elaine was scheming to buy it herself, planning to build luxury homes on the shoreline. The fishing ban? A step toward privatizing the lake. I teamed up with Mr. Ellery and Samuel Washington, a retired banker who tracked Elaine's pattern. Fines target minorities, new residents, and dissenters. Properties sold cheap after compliance issues and mysteriously ended up in shell companies linked to Elaine's firm. I dug deeper. Elaine was over-leveraged. Her empire was a house of cards. The lake deal wasn't just greed. It was survival. Meridian was desperate to sell. I offered $350,000 cash, closing in 7 days. They bit. Then Elaine struck back. Violation notices piled up. Weeds too tall, mailbox the wrong shade of taupe. Even a ticket for Sienna's bike left in the driveway for 15 minutes. Friends of ours faced similar harassment. Sienna came home crying after classmates called us troublemakers. I almost quit until Mr. Ellery said, walking away means letting her win, and teaching Sienna to roll over for bullies. The day after I closed the lake deal, Elaine hosted a gala to announce her vision, a members-only lounge, reduced water access. I crashed it with a deed in hand. You're trespassing, I told her, as stunned guests gasped. This lake is mine. Elaine's face turned crimson. The HOA has rights. No, I smiled. The agreement expires in 28 days, and I'm ending it now. The crowd dispersed, many now furious with her. I announced plans to turn the lake into a conservation area. When Elaine's plans to build homes leaked, public opinion flipped. She sued me. The case was dismissed. She bribed Mr. Ellery to sabotage me, but he recorded her. Then, caught on camera trying to poison the lake, she was arrested. I bought mortgage notes on her properties. I handed the lake to a community trust. In Willow Creek, we became a model for HOA reform. Moral lesson: never underestimate someone who knows the rules and plays the long game. True power isn't in control. It's in rebuilding what bullies destroy. If you're stuck in your own HOA nightmare, remember, they thrive on fear. But courage? Courage changes the game. Drop a comment below. Let's hear your story. And subscribe, because sometimes the best revenge is justice. Pause. Take a breath. Let the weight of the story sink in. Sienna and I still fish at the lake. Every Saturday. Kids from every corner of the neighborhood come to learn to laugh. And when the sun sets, the water glows like molten gold. Sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's just a quiet dock, a daughter's smile, and the sound of wave that finally belonged to everyone.